Tayo ay mapalad sa aming espesyal na bisita ngayong araw na ito dahil magbabahagi siya ng kanyang mga experiences sa negosyo bilang isang truck-scale service provider at bilang isang importer and distributor ng construction materials dito sa Pilipinas. Kaya naman mga katrabaho, i-welcome natin ating guest na businessman na si Edmund Lee, President and Managing Director. Siya po yung pasimuno ng mahigit 38 years old na company na C3 Weighing Services Incorporated. Sir Edmund, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Good day to you, Lloyd, and thank you for having us.
Oh, of course. Last time nagkita tayo, 2020, you went to our condo dito sa Makati, and then ginawan mo kami ng window na hindi makakapasok yung init.
Right.
So, yun yung unang ginawa mo. And that was the time na may pandemic pa tayo.
Yes, and everybody was, nakakulong tayong lahat during that time, no? So we have to find something to do, and buti na lang na-survive natin.
Right.
I think health is more important right
Exactly. And noong time na yun, maganda naman naging result dun sa aming condo. Hindi na umiinit ngayon. Hindi ko lang alam, gaano ba katagal yung epekto nun? Kasi 2020, 2025 na ngayon. Nag-e-effect pa ba yun ngayon?
Of course. Of course. Ang minimum life niya, we tell people, ang minimum life niya is good for 10 years, no? But actually, it's much more than 10 years talaga.
Wow.
So, 5 years lang sa inyo, matagal pa yung life mo.
O, para lang sa kalaman ng lahat, mainit sa condo namin, hindi kami nagpalagay ng film na tint. So, ang ginawa niya is a sort of a chemical...
It's called Nano-Coat Anti-Heat Solution. So, ito yung, it's a odorless and colorless na glass coating na pinapaint sa mga windows natin, and even skylights, pwede rin siya. Ang purpose nito is para i-block yung pagpasok ng init at saka ng UV. But because it's colorless, you still allow plenty of sunlight to come in.
Right. Na hindi mainit.
Na hindi na mainit. So tayo, Filipinos, we like the sunlight but we don't like the heat and the humidity. So yun yung ginagawa natin.
Yun yung solution dun.
Yes.
Kaya maganda yung sa amin, may liwanag, pero hindi mainit. Saka bumaba yung kuryente namin, syempre.
Oh, good.
Dahil hindi mo na kailangang palamigin na masyado. Especially nga, pag mga ganyang kondo, tama ng araw, yung heat. Di ba? Yung mga glass.
Tama.
Sige, sir. Talk to me about the business. How did you start to become a businessman? Or nag-work ka ba before nag-business ka? After school?
Before I graduated, I was actually recruited by one of the top corporations in the Philippines, for training. But upon graduation, we have a family business kasi. And during that time, my brother was running the business. I can see na parang kailangan niya ng tulong. Before ang businesses, small businesses, when I say business, it can be a one-person corporation. Pwede mong patakbuhin ng on your own, external, internal operations, everything you can, But later on, in my opinion, you need at least two, to run. Yung isa to take care of the external marketing, business development, and the other person to take care of the internal things, yung production, logistics, etc. So that time, I decided to give up to work for a big corporation and help my brother run yung family corporation namin.
Sa business. Especially, you are Chinese descent.
Yes, I am.
So normally yun sa Chinese talagang one-man team sa Chinese.
Before, yes. Now, nag-evolve na rin. So, there are more roles to be played, and to add on to what I was saying earlier, before...
Yung isa, internal, external, yung isa is...
And then more on the HR. And HR and the accounting side of the business.
Parang administration.
Administration, yes. So, if you... Parang 3 na yung pillars ngayon If you have kulang ng isang pillar, it's hard to run a business right now.
Right. Kasi at some point, maganda yung external, maganda yung internal, pero wala ka dun sa gitna.
Magulo yung documentation and things like that, So, hindi rin pwede.
Right.
So, that's how I got into the family corporation.
But how's the transition from someone working for someone and someone involved in the business, specifically family business, when you transition?
Ako medyo medyo may discipline din kasi ako sa sarili ko So even if I'm working for a family corporation, I treat as myself as working for another person. So hindi ako naglalakwat siya.
Okay.
So kung oras ng trabaho, oras ng trabaho. And when I do field work, I would look at the watch. Pag hindi pa 5, hindi ako pwede maglakwatsa.
Oh, totoo.
Really. Even if nobody is looking at me, no, or nobody is watching over
I don't know
me.
if this is just me, but my observation is normally pag 5:30 na yung mga yung mga katrabaho natin diyan. Kaway-kaway 5:30 pa lang nagli-lipstick na nagre-retouch na sila. At
Well,
ikaw you're so ano tawag dito, into it.
Yes. Kasi
yung discipline is there.
I want to be fair to myself and to our family corporation also. If I expect this from others, I should do the same also. So, yun, that's how I treat my work or my job.
Were you paid when you started in the family business?
Yes. Fortunately, kasi for some Chinese run na family business, some they look at it differently. Parang you don't get paid and then you just get money from the business if you need to do something. Ang father ko, medyo mas iba yung vision niya. Sabi niya, you come here, I pay you.
Oh.
I pay you what you're worth for, ganon. So, and ganun din ang treatment ko. No? When I work, trabaho talaga. Walang hanky-panky.
Oo. Kasi yung iba, wala kumbaga parang hindi nila nakikita yung importance nun.
Yes. So, parang there's a blurred line between working and family thing. But for me, from very early on, clear yung line. Clear
What's the initial challenges when you joined the business? And probably one thing na mareremember mo that you were able to solve or somehow help in particular area when you started joining the family business?
Usually when you join a family business, meron na siyang mga employees who work for a long time with you and saw you grow up, no? Maybe it was the driver who was bringing you to the school pa nga no? But somehow, something happened Something happened along the way that we need to stop the operations of the company.
Oh.
That was a very tough time for me to go through. We have to stop the operations. We have to pay every employee their separation pay. And I got a 6-month off from work. So, imbis na magmukmok, nag-travel na lang ako.
Good thinking.
To refresh and to recreate, no? So, when I came back, medyo okay ako siya. Mindset is good. And I started. And when I started, I wanted a fresh start. I got mostly new employees. So, the stigma of old employees na ang tingin sa'yo is bata na nawala So, the people that I hired, these are the people that look at me as their boss, no, or their leader, no. So, from there, the transition, although it was tough, it was actually also easier for me.
Pero meron talagang stigma na gano'n, no? Kapag ka bata-bata ka, parang yung trust
Yes.
nila hindi kaagad na nabibigay sa'yo.
Mahirap talaga. The old employees, they've been there 30, 40 years and then ikaw papasok ka and then you are going to tell me what to do. Parang ang hirap doon, no? So there's an internal parang conflict
Right.
So for that one, medyo naskipan ko.
And because naglakwat siya.
Hindi ako naglakwat siya.
Good. And so the business, talk to me about the business. Anong particular na sinusolve mo dito sa ginagawa mo ngayon?
We are always sensitive to the market needs. So the time na nung na-restart ko yung business in 1994 up to today, it's like a very, very different business entity altogether. And this is dictated by market demands. Kung ano yung hinihingi ng market, then we go to that direction. Before we do retailing, I do a lot of retailing. And then I was exposed to importation in 1999. I went to an exhibition just to be a visitor. Tingin-tingin lang. And then I got interested in one of the products na naghahanap ng distributor dito sa atin, sa Pilipinas. So, I was able to book a dinner with this company. But during dinner time, when we were ordering, I had a phone call, I had an emergency, I have to leave. Parang nahiya nga ako but I have to leave because the emergency was important eh. But on the table also was my brother. So he stayed with the dinner. When he got home, sabi niya, Kuya, tomorrow magkorbata ka na, exhibitor ka na bukas. Sabi ko, ano? So that started my journey doing importation. So the following day nga, I was now an exhibitor and I learned the ropes of doing importation. And it was hard. Because from somebody who's doing retailing, frontline ka, now nasa ano ka
Nasa
na?
back end ka na.
Oo. So hindi ko
And then you're also talking about government regulations.
all of them.
All of them.
I
Kasi
have to
import eh.
Yes, I have zero knowledge on importation.
How do you succeed somehow in that particular moment na wala ka pang alam? Do you seek advice? Do you hire consultants, or do you go through the process and trial and error?
So sa importation part, I have another brother who already ventured into importation, although no products are different. So siya yung nagturo sa akin sa kung paano yung mga importation procedures and things like that. What I have to relearn, I have to learn, unlearn and relearn, is how to do a transactional business into a value-adding business.
Oh.
So before it's just trading lang, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, simple lang, deliver. Now I am into value-adding. When I say value-adding, when I sell the material, I also sell the services.
Right. Yung mga after-sales.
During and
and
after
after.
sales services.
Oo.
So this is very different from what I used to do. But you know, I just have to learn it eh. If you are determined, matututo ka talaga.
Mas masakit sa ulo, I assume.
Yes. Daming sleepless nights.
Kasi yung sa trading, you buy, you sell, you sleep.
Yes. Well,
Ngayon, nagdagdag ka ng sakit sa ulo, you import, you sell, and then, wait a minute. Ano pang kailangan ninyo? So medyo mas konti na yung tulog mo. But this is also fulfilling for you.
yes, I was about to say, na ano mo sa akin, no, na it is also fulfilling kasi once you do the job and you see the faces, happy ka na rin. Maski pagod ka, happy ka rin.
Sige. So yun yung pagod na masaya, mga katrabaho ha. Yung iba sa inyo, pagod na hindi masaya, may problema kayo. Pero kapag pagod na masaya, medyo nasa tamang landas kayo. Sandali lang mga katrabaho, ipagpapatuloy natin ang ating usapan sa pagbabalik ng work-related. Nagbabalik ang work-related mga katrabaho, ipagpapatuloy natin ang usapan kasama si Sir Edmund. Sir, napag-usapan natin yung fulfillment, nagdagdag ka ng services doon sa negosyo mo, hindi ka lang yung nagbenta, kundi after nung selling mo, ano pang pwede naming itulong sa inyo. But this is somehow a different business model from the existing yung pagbibigay lang ng product or pagbibenta ng product eh.
Yes,
So,
yes.
And now, nagkaroon ka ng parang fusion ng product sales at the same time service. Walk me through kung paano ito navigate. Because sa business parang is either you're selling a product or you're providing a service and dun ka magsasucceed. Kaya lang yung sa'yo is may marrying of the two eh.
Okay. The product that I was referring to actually is a flooring product.
Okay.
So, my supplier was a German national. So, when I was first talking to him, sabi ko, German product, I want to use that as my selling point eh. A German product, mas matibay, better design, whatever. And German people are also very candid eh. So, wala siyang parang sugar coated eh. I was expecting he will tell me, because you're selling a German product, ganito ang mga selling. I was surprised to tell me na he was telling me, Edmond, what's going to make your business thrive and survive and thrive is your services. tumatak sa isipan ko yung sinabi niya sa akin na the product itself is as good as yun lang, pero if your service is not good, hindi uunlad ng iyong ginagawa.
But is this something na pinapractice na nila sa Germany?
Yes.
Kaya niya nasabi sa'yo?
Yes.
And hindi siya ganun napapractice sa atin sa Pilipinas?
No, I think what he's trying to say is, this is what he told me. Sabi niya, yung product pwedeng gayahin eh. Pero yung services mo, hindi na nagagaya eh. But
Yung experience nila after they bought the product.
Yes. So that tumatak sa aking isipan na when I go into servicing, I want to make sure na maayos yung servicing ko. Hindi yung, ganyan-ganyan lang. So, with that, I always listen to what my customer is saying. And then we learn from them. Of course, hindi tayo perfect eh. When we first entered into this, hindi perfect eh. As I said nga, marami tayong sleepless nights.
Oo.
But it's a very good, every time I converse, I learn yung mga angry customers, you should know how to handle them, no? Yung mga irritated, mga ganon.
Sige nga, very quickly, how do you handle irate customers? Kasi nasa service ka na eh, sige. So kung halimbawa ako yung ma-attitude na, hopefully hindi ako yung tinutukoy ko. pero kung hindi ako yung tinutukoy ko na irate or demanding, how do you handle that?
Okay. 3 steps when somebody's not happy na and they call you. So first is, you have to let them speak their mind out.
Okay, so hayaan mo lang.
Hayaan mo lang. You don't defend.
Okay.
You just listen.
Regardless kung may man nagsiswear na ito or kung ano man yung salitang sinasabi
Yes.
na nakakasakit na sa'yo.
Yes.
First rule or first step is?
You just keep quiet
Okay.
and then you listen.
Okay.
Because if you try to defend yourself, the more na lalakas yung boses.
Ma-agitate. Okay.
Yes. So, you listen. Second, after they have spoken, usually kakalma na yan eh.
Okay.
Kasi nailabas na niya yung gusto niyang sabihin. And then, we repeat, kung necessary, uulitin natin yung sinabi niya.
Okay. That's interesting. So kung 15 minutes siya nagdadaldal,
Oo.
isa-summarize mo siya.
Yes.
Parang i-affirm mo na nasa tama siya.
No,
Parang ganon?
not tama siya, but to
I-affirm-
let him know na naintindihan mo yung feelings niya.
Okay, so in other words, binavalidate mo yung kung ano man yung feeling or
Yes.
hinanakit ko.
Yes.
In a sense, you're empathizing.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So that's number 2.
Number 2,
Number 3.
that will further
That will further
lower
the tension.
the tension.
Yung number
Then-
3.
And number 3, you offer a solution.
Okay.
You tell them what you will do. And of course, you have to do it. Parang ganun. Kasi in the end, the reason na nagsasalita siya o galit siya is because gusto niya mapaayos eh. Gusto niya ayusin mo eh. So, in the end, yun yung gusto niya marinig na kaya mong ayusin. And of course, you have to deliver.
Right. But this is for as long as it is reasonable.
Yes.
At saka dun lang sa kaya mong gawin for
Yes.
the person.
Yes.
Otherwise, another problem 'yan. Kung nangako ka na naman and then hindi ka na.
Yeah, oo. Then you add the tension talaga. You will add the tension. To the point na sometimes even if hindi tayo yung mali, you just have to do it lang para matapos lang yung issue. Parang
Right.
ganun.
And marami yan or hindi naman karamihan sa experience mo sa business?
Sa umpisa, yes.
Sa umpisa.
Because maybe sometimes it's because it's our own mistake also. May pagkukulang tayo.
Which is some business people probably might be difficult for them to admit.
Yes.
Kaya lalong nag-escalate yung problema.
Yes,
So
yes.
what you are doing is parang first sign, you solve it, arrest it right away. Otherwise, mag-escalate.
Tama.
So yung flooring business, you're selling. Ano yung binibenta nyo yung floor?
Before, usong-uso yung tinatawag nilang HDF na laminate flooring.
Oo. So ano yung service doon? Kapag nabentahan mo na ako ng laminated na flooring,
We do the installation also.
installation.
So we do not merely sell. We also do the installation, and then we offer a warranty.
Okay, good. So warranty meaning pag nasira yan, puntahan nyo ako.
Yeah.
Tapos ayusin nyo
Yes.
yung nagawa nyo.
Yes.
Okay, good. So yung product binenta sa service may additional charge doon? Or?
Yes, we have to cover the labor cost also. So, of course, we have to charge. Kasi the product itself, hindi naman siya mag-assemble by itself. So, kung hindi kami gumawa, iba ang gagawa. Kung ibang gagawa, if they do not know the proper technique, in the end, hindi maganda yung finish.
Okay.
And then sometimes, ibibigay yung sisi sa atin, sabihin yung product mo is not good, no? But what happened really was yung nagkabit, hindi marunong. So we decided we will do the installation ourselves para ma-deliver namin na maayos yung product.
But how you scale this kind of business? Kasi pagdating sa Salbawa, nasa ibang area siya na mas malayo sa Metro Manila. I don't know yung reach ng operations ninyo. And you can talk to me about that. Pero paano mo siya masiservicean kung medyo malayo-layo na siya doon sa area mo?
So it's really more of time management.
Okay.
So we maintain a team, or we maintain several teams of installer. So but for me, I call it just one team, no? So we just have to schedule them properly lang. I don't believe in getting third party to do the job because when I talk to you, sasabihin ko I will do this kind of workmanship for you. I cannot promise you if I do not know sino yung gagawa.
Ito yung kapag nag-outsource ka na
kung nag-outsource
third party.
But if I tell you that I will give you this kind of a workmanship, kaya ko i-back up yun because yung team ko ang gagawa. I know who exactly ang pupunta sa job site mo.
Talk to me about operational cost niyan because some people are just going to they're going to the outsourcing kasi mas mura yun kaysa dun sa mag-retain ka ng mga tao. In your case, you're retaining a team kasi benefits ng mga tao, etc. Kaysa dun sa i-outsource na lang. So, mas panalo ka pa din dyan sa dulo.
Good question. I think on that point, I cannot put a price to getting the trust of my clientele.
Okay.
So if I put everything in pesos and cents, probably I will save on the outsourcing. But as I said nga, when I talk to you during the negotiation stage naman, parang I cannot, hindi buo yung salita ko Parang I'm saying something but I'm not sure if I can back it up pa
Right.
no? So I'd rather maintain my team, sometimes a little costly. Kaya para hindi maging costly lang, I just make sure lang na they're always in the job site working.
Saka operational efficiency na lang.
Yes, also.
Hindi ba?
Yes,
para
also.
ganun. Kasi yun parang outsource mo, di ganun din. parang hindi rin ko yung mag-i-install nun
Yes.
So kung ano man yung maging problema nun.
Yes. So,
mabalik dun sa brand.
that's my philosophy kasi.
Oo. And how do you learn as a business person? Do you still attend seminars? Do you still read books? Do you talk to I don't know mentors?
So, when I first, going back to my story na when I first went into importation, I had to learn marketing. Because before I don't know anything about marketing, I just know selling. So, I have to attend mga short courses.
So clear na magkaiba yung selling sa marketing dito
Yes.
sa pinag-uusapan natin.
Yes. So I took up mga short courses. I went to UP, I went to LaSalle, I take up short courses. Somehow, I was able to survive that part. But 10 years down the road, when I was doing this, what I was doing, I felt na wala na yata akong mailalabas pa na knowledge, no? Parang I used up everything na dry up na. And
May ganong moment
yes,
na parang
yes.
na-black ka or something?
No, parang
Paano siya?
I look at may laman, parang wala na akong ilalabas na no? But
Yung,
business is evolving
In terms of strategy, instead
Yes.
of, parang nag-dead end, nagkaroon ng...
Naubusan ka Naubusan na. So, I was asking myself, ano ang next step ko? Kasi parang the challenges, the evolving of the businesses are, parang hindi ko na alam what to do. And one day, I was taking my breakfast. I saw an ad that was saying that there's a program, I'll mention the school na, AIM, no, Asian Institute of Management, they was offering a program on Master on Entrepreneurship. So I don't do this, but that day kinat ko yung dyaryo. Kinat ko, and then I called up. Well, long story short, I enrolled at that program, and that helped me tremendously.
So ME pala si Sir, Master of Entrepreneurship sa
ME.
AIM. Anong
Yes.
batch yan?
Buti na lang walang year. So we call it by batch. So
Okay,
batch
anong
15 ako.
Batch 15.
Oh, shout out to my classmates at batch 15.
Since sasabi yung 15, malamang mako-confirm natin kung anong year pa ninyo. And then from there on, you're able to generate ideas na. Kasi sa kanila, sa AIM, I guess, may mga practical application. Ano?
Yes.
And you will have to do your own feasibility, etc.
Yes.
So you're forced to learn or
we were trained to think critically and creatively.
okay.
Something that siguro we were doing but on a limited scale lang.
Kasi kailangan mo na somehow na parang academic lens
Yes.
dito.
New structure, new thinking, new ways of doing things.
So hindi pala talaga natatapos yung learning, yung pag-aaral, hindi siya pwede talagang matapos. Even dun sa parang sa state mo na parang talaga hindi ko ma-imagine yung parang wait a minute, wala na ako.
Yeah. When I took up my masteral, I was in my 40s already.
Oh God.
I was in my 40s.
And hindi siya talaga original part ng plan, di ba? Parang bigla siyang dumating na kayo.
The funny thing here, I thought it was just a certificate course.
No, it's
I didn't
How
know
many
it was a
years?
masteral.
How many years yung MA sa
18 months.
18 months?
18 months. So, after the first sem, I was like in the dean's list.
Oo.
Sabi ko, ano ba to? Ba't nandiyan yung pangalan ko? Sabi niya, Edmond, hindi mo ba alam yan? Parang dean's list yan. Doon ko sineryoso. After the sineryoso ko na.
Pag-aaral pala talaga?
Oh, because I was only after the knowledge I was after the knowledge. And later on, of course, sayang naman yung degree. So,
Panindigan mo na.
Oh, kinuha ko na.
Kinuha mo na. Okay. Construction business in the Philippines, I can say a lot of properties rising here and there. Although malaki yung backlog sa condominium projects nila, hindi ko lang magbenta. How do you see your relevance in terms of yung development natin in our economy? Yung business mo, paano mo siya sinasabayan?
We always have to be prepared. Good times or bad times, we always have to be prepared. What I'm doing is more sa interior products. So sometimes, may konting lull. May konting lull. Minsan, if the condos are nagtatayuan ng mga condos, hindi pa namin ma-fulfill because we come in like 1.5 to 2 years later pa. So, minsan makikita mo sa mga nagsasalita mga economists na business is slowing down, but we're actually moving. Kasi kino-cover pa namin yung
mga naiwan dati.
Yes, naiwan pa dati.
Okay.
So, we just have to be aware lang kung saan industry tayo para we can prepare properly.
So, interesting yun, yung lull. Kasi
Yes.
kung titingnan mo lang dito, mali nga naman yun, di ba? Kasi hindi yun yung isa sa, at least doon sa business mo.
Right.
Hindi yun yung nakikita mo ngayon.
Yes.
Kundi yun yung after pa, mayroon pang parang may delay.
May delay. Because kailangan mo na itayo yung structure before we get into the picture.
Oo. And sometimes kahit nakatayo na, may mga inaasikaso pa sila bago kanila tawagan.
Correct.
Sige. So, you can talk to our audience about your business, ano yung mga services na pinoprovide mo as well as the product. Kung paano kanila mako-contact as well.
Okay, earlier I was talking about the flooring business, no? And as the market evolves, as the business also evolves, no? Earlier, Lloyd was talking about the window treatment that I do, no? So the product is NanoCoat anti-heat solution. So this is a colorless and an odorless glass coating na pumipigil sa pagpasok ng heat and UV but still allow plenty of sunlight to come in, no? We from a contractor of doing glass treatment, Lloyd, this is what I'm saying, no? From being a contractor, ang tingin po namin sa aming sarili is we are actually a solution provider. So, you have a problem, hindi lumalamig yung aircon, maski na anong gawin nyo, we come here, we solve your problem at very minimal cost and very minimal time and effort, no? So, yun yung selling point namin eh. Minimal time, minimal cost, no? Earlier you also mentioned you were also reading about the truck scale business, no? I just go run through it lang. So the truck scale business is something that I started merely after college. So we were able to get a property, and the property is along the highway. Tapos when we were standing there, sabi ko, daming dumadaan na truck. And then, these trucks kasi, you know, Lloyd, when you do transaction, when you buy things, di ba, bibili ka ng meat or anything, di ba kinikilos siya? But what if the volume is big na? Hindi mo pwedeng ikilo ng just doing like that lang. So what happens, mga commodity is put in a truck. And the truck itself is tinitimbang.
Oh.
Para you can get 20 tons, 15 tons, isang timbangan lang. And then, the truck leaves, unloads, then goes back to me, magpapatimbang ng empty, and, you know,
Yun na.
plus, minus na lang. You get the net. So, this is the service that I do. And I always tell my people, my team, na what people are paying for is not the weighing scale, but the trust they give to us. Na we are going to give them an accurate and correct weight.
Very nice. You have a website or social media account na pwede nilang sundan?
Yes, we use Facebook to make ourselves known, no? So sa Facebook, you can look for NanoCoat Anti-Heat Solution. We also use YouTube. Just go to Trendway Builders channel.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Edmund, for the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Very good to see you again.
Very good. Diyan pa nagtatapos ang programang Work Related. Samahan niyo po kami ulit sa susunod na episode. Mapapanood at mapapakinggan ng Work Related sa DWIC 882, DWIC News TV, Aliw Channel 23 at social media platforms via live streaming. Ako po si Lloyd Luna.